Easy.com Studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. 93.7, Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. A big one tonight for Sunday Night Football. Houston Texans at Kansas City Chiefs kickoff at 8:20. Our coverage via Westwood One begins at 7:30. The Fan is your home for Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Remember, you can also stream the game on the free Odyssey app. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, you can check out 937thefan.com.
It's time for Fan Game Day. The Fan Game Day is brought to you by Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Westminster College, Verizon, official 5G provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Slide Deck and Fence, and Saloni's Italian Bread.
Hey, let's get it right here. Let's get in that end zone. Let's go!
Fan Game Day is on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
The big topic is not the game itself today. At least if you asked really any of the big networks out there. The pregame shows are off and running on ESPN, NFL Network, and now right here on 93.7 The Fan. Donnie Football with you. It is Fan Game Day, leading you up until kickoff. We will be joined, hopefully, within the next 25 minutes by Mark Kabali. He will join us until a little after 11. Then he will tag out, and we will be joined by Jeff Hawthorne, both of them at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore as the Steelers get set for a big matchup, 1 p.m. against the Baltimore Ravens. Both teams are 6-6, but let's be honest, neither team feels like they have a Super Bowl in their near future. The big story surrounding either of these teams today is not about the game itself. It is not about two-time MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson and how bad he has been for the Ravens. It is about Mike Tomlin. And it isn't about the typical, this is how great Mike Tomlin is. Look at what Mike Tomlin is able to do with this cruddy roster that the Steelers just laid at his feet. If Mike Tomlin was fired or removed as Steelers head coach, he'd have another job in 5 seconds. On NFL Network, I have a TV to my left. On ESPN, I have a TV up in the corner to my right. And the big story this morning, kicking off all of these pregame shows, and we will kick it off in the same way, is this the final year of Mike Tomlin as the Steelers head coach? I never really thought we'd get to a point where it got this much traction, that this many big-time networks would have this as the point of conversation. We talk about it all the time because we are in the bubble that is Pittsburgh. From a national level, the conversations will sometimes get to a point of, could the Steelers maybe trade Mike Tomlin? You know, they really won't fire him. The Steelers would be fools to let go Mike Tomlin. But now, more and more starts to come out about his contract situation. And if we could be in the final days with him as the Steelers head coach, a person that has been in this position for 19 years now. When he was 35 years old, 2007, he went 10-6 with this team. A year later, he was raising the Lombardi Trophy in Tampa Bay after Super Bowl 43. Yesterday, around 5 p.m., a story from Adam Schefter, the biggest insider in the world of football and maybe the biggest in all of sports, putting this story out via ESPN, saying that the Steelers are not going to fire Mike Tomlin, but they have a very significant decision to make early next year. Because after this season, Mike Tomlin's contract will have 2 years remaining, 2026, and then a team option for 2027. And the Steelers must decide whether or not to pick up said option by March 1st. And if that option gets declined, then Mike Tomlin would be a lame duck coach going into next season. Now, I'm not really going to hold my breath and expect that option to be declined, but you have to wonder if things get really ugly here down the stretch of the season. And even with the Steelers still in a position to not only make the playoffs, but perhaps win the AFC North, it could go south quickly. 2 losses in a row to the Bears and then a very ugly one at Acrisure Stadium last Sunday on a national level. It was the most watched 425 game on CBS in over a decade. So a lot of people watched that game and heard the Fire Tomlin chants in Pittsburgh. Something I never really thought we would hear in a game. And going into this matchup with the Ravens on the first Sunday in December, it to me, regular season or postseason, and this is a guy that has won a Super Bowl, he's been back to another. At this point in his career, this feels like one of the biggest games of Mike Tomlin's life. Because if the Steelers go out there and they lay an egg, and they lose the game by really even a deficit that I think is going to happen today. I mean, not that they get totally blown out, but it's another pretty inept look from their offense. The defense doesn't make any big-time plays. The defense doesn't win them the football game. And they lose. You know, I'm thinking my score is going to be like 19-10. Something ugly. Not pretty football, and it's not because the defenses are great. We are past those days of Steelers and Ravens, and we are really not even talking about this matchup like the rivalry that it is, because Mike Tomlin has taken over as the A1 story here. If they go into Baltimore today and they lose this game by 2 scores, the amount of venom in the crowd next Monday in Pittsburgh, another nationally televised game against the Miami Dolphins, who, even though they've won a couple of games recently, I still don't think are all that good. I think one of 2 things, maybe both, could happen. It will be one of the least attended games in recent Steelers history, weather permitting. I don't really like to hold that Christmas Eve game against the Raiders. You know, I grade that one with a bit of a curve because there was reason why a negative 20-degree wind chill or so as to why the crowd was light for that game. But let's say it's your run-of-the-mill December weather, a day like today where it's cold, but not unbearable, and they're coming off a loss. I mean, would you really feel like you want to go to that game? We already have people that don't like to go to Monday night football games. Why would they want to go see a team that is 6-7, 3 losses in a row, possibly 2 ugly losses in a row, and that could turn into an environment where, on another national scale, we hear people chanting for the firing of the head coach. It has reached a fever pitch that I didn't think it would actually hit. Because yet again, the start looked pretty promising. The team was 4-1. The Ravens started 1-5. The Bengals lost Joe Burrow. For a while, it looked like this division was in the bag. Some people on this station put it in the bag. I wasn't going to go that far, and I'm glad I didn't. Because I'm not very confident they are going to finish the job. This feels like the biggest game, one of the biggest games of Mike Tomlin's life. There was a lot of noise. And there was a lot of question if he is the coach of the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, there's been question for a while if this marriage should come to an end. There's not a whole lot of faith, though, that the owner will follow through with it because the Steelers take more pride in anything. Don't let them at this point say that they take more pride in Super Bowls than anything. Maybe that used to be the case. But now it's pretty clear that they take more pride in not having coaches get fired. You know, having 3 coaches since 1969, last firing a coach in 1968. They take pride in that. That's what they are most proud of. But, man, it really feels like if there's ever a time where he needs his team to get off the mat and play a big-time game, it is this afternoon at 1 p.m. And we're going to see if Mark Kabali or Jeff Hawthorne feel that same way, because it could get really venomous in this fan base, more than it already has. You think it's bad right now. It'll get a whole lot worse if they go out there and lay an egg in a few hours. So a team that he put trust in, a quarterback that he put trust in, a quarterback that he waited around for all offseason in Aaron Rodgers, who has the broken wrist. That offense needs to wake up. That defense that is the highest paid in all of football, that has been disappointing again and again and again. In my opinion, the most overrated defense in Steelers history. They need to take advantage of an MVP-level quarterback playing at a very vulnerable level right now. That's what we have in this game. The quarterback matchup in this game, one guy will for sure be a Hall of Famer, and I think Lamar Jackson may be very close to that already. But neither one of the former MVPs are playing at a good level. Lamar Jackson has not thrown a touchdown pass in 3 games. He has looked hurt all season. He has looked miserable in the last few games. And the Steelers have an opportunity to maybe not right the ship completely, but they can put all of this at bay. I don't think a win today will necessarily just fix everything, but it will settle the waters, at least for right now. And then all of the sudden, with a win, you're 7-6, and you're looking at a Dolphins team coming in here. You get a home Monday night game where, to Mike Tomlin's credit, he never loses. On home Monday night games, his record is phenomenal. The Steelers' record going back years is phenomenal. And an opportunity to be 8-6 going into Week 16. And it's not an easy finish to the season, but this game has massive importance when it comes to their playoff hopes, their shots of winning a division. But I don't know if they got a real shot to win a playoff game. That's another layer in this onion. Because today, the Steelers, with a win, have about a 70% chance to win a division title. With a loss, that percentage goes down to under 21%. So it's massive in those parameters. But a weird problem, and the guys talked about this from 2 to 6 on Friday, and I got where they were coming from. Because more people than they maybe want to admit in this fan base do feel the same way. I feel like there are plenty of people at this point that are saying, you know what? I don't even want them to win. If they lose out, maybe that finally spurs a change. If they get beat up in this game, I'm not going to be super upset. Normally, these games would be wars. A Steelers-Ravens game? in the 2000s and 2010s, there was not a better rivalry in all of football. And there's actually now question into, do we want the Steelers to win? Because if they don't, maybe if they finally do finish below 500, then maybe, just maybe, a change that a lot of people have wanted will come to fruition. And that's really where this game is most interesting to me, because it feels like the fan base is so split at this point because of the polarizing nature of what Mike Tomlin is. I think there are plenty of fans today that maybe quietly, secretly, they want to see this team fail again. They want to see this team get beat up because they think maybe that will actually wake up the owner and make the front office make a change happen. 412-928-9370. While we wait for Mark Kabali, who we hope to have in just about 10 minutes, I will take some of your calls. 412-928-9370. Thoughts on the game, thoughts on Mike Tomlin, his future. Should he be going into this game feeling that pressure, feeling that seat warmer turn on? I have said in the past, I don't know if the seat warmer function is even an option in his vehicle, because Art Rooney never really makes it feel that way. But should it feel that way now? 412-928-9370. You can also hit us up on the fan text line. That's brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Let's take a few calls here on a Steelers game day, on fan game day. We'll start with Chris. He's in Tennessee. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Donnie. This is your biggest fan in Tennessee calling in.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Chris.
As I drive, I'm a pit season ticket holder, too. So as I drive through Nashville, heading back to Knoxville, I pass this lovely steel structure that's going up. And they're about to tear down the old one in a couple years. You know, it's just a shame. Here in Tennessee, you got the Titans that really haven't amounted to much of anything other than the miracle here at the Music City. But the Steelers, you know, it's just disappointing that they've lingered on for so long. And I'm one of those guys that, you know, I was a Cowher fan. And when Cowher retired, I said, who are they going to get? And then here's this Mike Tomlin, which I heard some things about. It's like, who's Mike Tomlin? So he comes, and he's been here for 19 years. And he's done a reputable job, I guess, but still, I don't think he's really served out the purpose, and he's had plenty of time. And, you know, again, I don't want to see him lose. I'm a fan, but it's just time for a change. And I hope that Art sees that, and I know he's not going to fire him. We all know that. But I hope Tomlin says, hey, look, I've done the best I can. It just isn't working out. I need to step back and refocus things and either go to whatever the media or go to another team. But I just don't know why they're going to allow this just linger on. And everybody should get over the thing that, who are we going to get if he leaves? Well, you know what? Who were we going to get when Chuck Noll left? Who were we going to get when Bill Carr left? There's always someone else out there that you could get. Always. There's plenty of other. You may have to go through a bunch of coaches, but, hey, it's just one of those things. That unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm a baby boomer, so I enjoyed 4 Super Bowls, you know, in the 70s. So I understand there's young kids out there who've never seen them win. I have. But sometimes, you know, you got to take a lot of lumps, and then you can get to the top of the plateau. So, again, yeah, I don't want to see them lose, but if they do and it forces a change, maybe that'll be something good. I don't know.
Yeah, Chris, and I think you bring up a point that I love to bring up too, because that always is one of the big questions from the defenders. Well, who are you even going to get to replace him? How many people really knew the Mike Tomlin bio way back in 2006? He was a relatively unknown rising coordinator in the NFL. In fact, and I think my dad still has this in storage, somewhere down in Delaware. I remember going through some old stuff last year around this time when I was down there for Christmas, and I find an article written by none other than Joe Starkey following the resignation of Bill Cowher. And Joe listed 5 or 6 coaches as the next option. It was, just said like, who's next? And he went through a whole thing. And you had Russ Grimm, you had Ken Wisenhunt. And a lot of people thought it was going to be Russ Grimm. And as the long-time story goes, apparently everybody thought it was going to be Russ Grimm, and I even mean some of the people in the front office. But you have Russ Grimm, you have Ken Wisenhunt, Ron Rivera was a name thrown around. At the very bottom of Joe's list was a young man named Mike Tomlin, and that's who ended up getting hired. And I'm not going to say it was a failure of a hire, because I think Mike Tomlin has been a good coach for the Steelers, and I'm going to say something that will make a lot of people upset, but Mike Tomlin will be in the Hall of Fame one day. He's going to be a coach for 20 years. He is somebody that has a chance today or by season's end to move into the top 10 in wins among coaches in league history. He would also, by passing Dan Reeves, who has 190 to Mike Tomlin's 189. He would also, with that, do it in 4 fewer seasons than what Dan Reeves did it. And also, he's only 4 wins away from what Chuck Noll did. Now, I would not dare say that Mike Tomlin's a better coach than Chuck Noll. I don't think he's a better coach than Bill Cowher either. But he has the resume of somebody who will be in the Hall of Fame one day. And I'm not going to act as if he has never been a good coach or a great coach. I think he's had great years. I think he's had very good years. I think he's had good years. I think he's pretty much all the way down the line. He has fluctuated by the year. And I think it's fair to acknowledge he's done a lot of good things here. He was a very good hire. He was here for 2 decades. But sometimes you just need to rip that Band-Aid off. And you need to make a worthy change. 412-928-9370. We have another Chris. What's up, man?
Hey, good morning, Donnie. Happy Sunday, brother.
You too. What do you got for me?
Well, the bad news is that, it's not that the Steelers are a bad team. It's worse than that. They're a bad organization, and this is a time-honored business model. The father starts the business, the son helps make it great, and the grandson flies into the ground. Art Rooney Jr. is not a football guy. He's a contract attorney. The problems start with him. He needs to go, and he needs to take Mr. Tomlin with him. That is the only answer to them getting out of this quagmire of mediocrity and disrespect and embarrassment. I mean, they're not a good organization. Anybody that has their Steeler pride on their sleeve that thinks they're going to be able to talk smack to the Browns or the Bengals or any of the other bad organizations, yeah, you're one of them now. How's it going?
Yeah, Chris, I think you bring up some good points there because I also, I think it was last year, my long-term prediction on this was that Mike Tomlin would have his final year as Steelers head coach in 2027 when the contract runs out. Now, the Schefter news, maybe it is 2026 because it is a team option for 27, but I mean, let's be real. They'll probably exercise that option anyway. And then my thought to go in lockstep with that was Art Rooney handing over the more of the power to his son, Danny, who by all accounts is more of a football guy, a much bigger football guy than Art, and a lot more like Dan was. And, hey, I mean, it seems like the Dan Rooneys run this thing a little bit better than what the Art Rooneys do. 412-928-9370. You can also Follow us on Twitter at 93.7 The Fan. That's brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. We'll keep trickling your calls in coming up next as we await Mark Kabali, who will join us from Baltimore. That is Around the Bend. It is Fan Game Day right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. Pitt men's basketball in action today at 4, hosting Hofstra. We will have coverage with the pregame starting at 3:30 right here on 93.7 The Fan. And Sunday night football, Texans at Chiefs, 8:20 kick. Pregame via Westwood One begins at 7:30. You can also listen utilizing the free Odyssey app. Headlines are powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more of them, check out 937thefan.com.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. You can catch up on the latest Pittsburgh sports news anytime. Just tell your smart device to play Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
93.7 The Fan from Odyssey.
Pittsburgh sports, smart and able. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Neil Walker. One of my favorite places to go in the North Shore is the North Shore Tavern. If you love the Pittsburgh Pirates, then you'll love the North Shore Tavern. My home and Pittsburgh's home for Steak on the Stone. Just a stone's throw away from PNC Park on the North Shore.
Hey Pittsburgh, Bob Pompiani here. If you love golf, great food, and good times, you've got to get to 9 Yards Golf Lounge. Now open at the Block Northway in Ross Township. And don't forget the Washington, PA location. 9 Yards features the #1 ranked golf zone simulators with moving swing platforms and auto tee technology. The most realistic play you'll find. Tee it up on world-class courses. Join a league or grab a private bay with your buddies. And this holiday season, grab discounted gift cards available in-house at both locations. Because at 9 Yards Golf, fun goes the full distance.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 93.7 The Fan, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. NFL Sunday's coming. You've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate. And FanDuel's going to come at you with something extra. It's not just another NFL Sunday. Here is your chance to place that perfect parlay. Hit your go-to player prop, and now making it even better because this week FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. All customers get 50% profit boost on any NFL bet this Sunday. You've got the Steelers and Ravens butting heads. Pittsburgh, a 6-point underdog in this game. Very low total. Two struggling teams, and yet they're still playing for first place. And you can bet on this game with the 50% profit boost on FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/Andrew to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. 21 plus in present Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is now withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration to max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's better than giving a gift everyone wants? Getting free gas and groceries by earning perks on gift cards purchased at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Gecko. Choose from hundreds of gift cards to make everyone merry this holiday season, from the biggest retailers and best brands, all while earning you free gas and groceries. Stop in our stores for bonus perk offers on gift cards. Give the gift everyone wants, and get a little something for yourself, too. The holidays are magical at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Gecko.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Every now and then I rinse it out, and I need Johnny Rinse tonight. Johnny Rinse, and I need it more. Like kick myself bed and the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. The sweat and damn short smells like a dog car. Johnny Rinse it tonight.
Downy Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Rinse it out.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
As a detective, I've solved many mysteries, but this one has me stumped.
Why does NJM Insurance remain silent in a world full of catchy jingles?
What are they up to? It's suspicious.
Yet their policyholders all agree.
NJM is amazing. When things go wrong, they do what's right.
But is the world ready for an ad break that's jingle-free? Tune in to Baffling Mysteries, where the story of the missing jingle unfolds.
This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Now back to Fan Game Day.
For one night only, Wednesday, December 17, our Odyssey Pittsburgh stations, which includes us, 93.7 The Fan, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, 100.7 Star, Whammo 107.3, and Y108 will be flipping the turntables and turning Mike's Beer Bar into the biggest Christmas karaoke spot on the North Shore, where our on-air hosts and local celebrities will take the mic for celebrity karaoke. There is no admission cost, but please bring canned food donations to support North Hills Cares. More details at 937thefan.com. It is Fan Game Day on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Donnie Football with you from our Green Tree Studios. Sean Myers is behind the glass. Joel Nelson will be coming in relief for him in about 90 minutes. We take you up until kickoff, 1 p.m. at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and that is where we find our guy Mark Kabali, Steelers correspondent from the Pat McAfee Show, as he joins us here on Fan Game Day. Kaboom, you much of a karaoke guy?
Absolutely not. I don't get invited to these things, number one. And number two is I'm not singing, even if I would show up.
Well, Mark, I think we could do a duet. We'd be like Hall & Oates.
More like sausage and bacon or something. I don't know. Hall & Oates. No, I'm not much of a singer. I'm just a pretty face that's absolutely sitting in the parking lot outside of M&T Bank Stadium, sitting in a car talking to you because my rider I was riding with doesn't know how to tell time and chronically late. So that's why I'm late.
How was the ride up? How was Breezewood?
I stayed in Frederick last night, but trying to get certain people out of the hotel and down here in time wasn't on their to-do list. So just have to bear with me. I'm sitting in here, relaxing in the car, watching some fans walk by.
Well, that's all right, Mark. I won't take you really much past 11:15, so you should have plenty of time to.
There's somebody with a Ben Roethlisberger jersey walking right by. How about that?
Are you seeing a lot of Steelers fans so far, as you see some people roll in?
I see a couple. There's a Big Ben in front of me. A couple Steelers fans. It doesn't seem like it's. There's a Ray Rice jersey. So we got Big Ben and Ray Rice. So we're starting off pretty on top of the list here of old school jerseys, but it's still a little bit early. I don't see a ton of people yet. And typically, Donnie, this is one place that Baltimore does not allow Pittsburgh fans. I mean, even when Baltimore stinks, that they pretty much fill up the stadium and prevent the Steelers fans. They'll leave Steelers fans one little location to be able to purchase tickets from. So I don't know how that would work today because Baltimore stinks, and I don't know if Pittsburgh people want to come down here and vice versa, but I would imagine it's going to be mostly Baltimore fans.
Mark, what was your reaction to the Adam Schefter story that came out around 5 p.m. yesterday about the option in Mike Tomlin's contract for 2027 and the possibility that he is a lame duck in 2026?
Yeah, first, well, as a reporter, I'm thinking, who the heck leaked this to him, and who would benefit from this? I don't think it would be anybody Steelers related, so I was kind of curious of how you would get something like that. You know, I know there's been contracts he signed that had options before. I don't know if this is really exclusive, that has never happened before, but I think the last time when there was an option, they did announce it while, you know, when they announced his extension. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more digging on what this really means, but I don't think it really does mean anything. First of all, they're not obligated to tell you they picked up the option or not. Be honest with you, when are you going to talk to those guys after March 1st? You get to talk to, I guess, at the owners' meeting. That's about it, and they could just decline of not talking about that. So it's not like anybody's going to speak on it. And second of all, what's the worst case scenario? You pick up his option, then you fire him next year. You might have to eat some money. I mean, I don't think it changes anything. In fact, I don't think they would let him go into, or nor he would go into next year as a lame duck guy. I think they would just pick up his option and then evaluate again after the season, after next season, to see if they want to move on or they don't want to move on.
Well,
that's the way I look. I mean, who knows what the option's all about, too? Maybe the option has a chance of a buyout. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. We're just assuming that we know what the buyout, what the option really means. If it's full salary, whatever it could possibly be, maybe it's something else. So, I mean, honestly, what would you do? I would probably just pick it up. If they're in the playoff race up until – if the thought is they're not firing him, right, and that's what everybody truly believes, why would they not pick it up and just ensure themselves if maybe he has a 14-2-3 record next year?
Oh, come
you can
on.
hold on to him. I'm just saying what their options are. I don't think it hurts them if they pick it up. The only thing it hurts is some couple bucks out of the pocket, and maybe they're willing to eat that if that comes to that case. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the thing that holds me up there is that we know the owner doesn't like to pay people to not work. I mean, look how much it took for them to fire Matt Canada, of all people.
Yeah, but these are still billionaire guys that if it comes to that point, I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe if you do get rid of him next year and then he does go with another organization, then they have to pay part of it. I don't know if that has – maybe it does with coordinators, but head coaches are different. If it gets to the point of no return, say next year, say if they do make the playoffs this year, I mean, don't you have to pick up his option? If you're organizationally speaking, don't you have to? Then doesn't mean I can't get rid of him next year. I think that's the route they'd go. I truly believe. I mean, that's just me speculating, but that's the route I think they would go.
Now, what if they actually do, what if they actually have hit the iceberg here a little bit? I mean, what if they go out today and they get beat up? And, I mean, let's say they do stumble to their first sub-500 season since 2003.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they end up, 6-11? Is that what you're suggesting here?
No, I mean, I'm even saying 8-9. I still think they'll end up winning a couple games here.
Yeah, I mean, that one you're going to have some conversations with, but it might be to the point where we don't know how Tomlin feels. Maybe he's like, okay, I'll go in the lame duck and I'll just prove you wrong, or he might be able to pull his power card too. Because you remember the last time he signed it, he went into that last year didn't he go into the last year without a contract or something? Or it was iffy and we weren't quite sure if they were going to pick up or extend him. He was sort of kind of welcoming that. So all that mean was he was going to be able to, get more money and get paid to the highest bidder. So I don't know if that would affect him or not, if he has that same feeling. If I'm going in there as a lame duck, fine. I'll go into the lame duck. That just means that somebody next year can purchase me for the highest bidder. I mean, it's hard to speculate what he's thinking right now, or he's probably not thinking about it right now. But I think if they do stumble and look really, really bad, I don't think you could pick up the option. I mean, that doesn't mean that they're gone. He's gone. But I don't know. I don't know, Donnie. It's a complicated issue here.
Do you think he has?
Maybe he wants to be gone. Maybe I would think that he would want to be gone more than the owners would want him gone.
Okay,
that's
so
how I have it feeling.
Okay, so that was gonna be my next question here. Do you think he has maybe changed his stance a little bit of going somewhere else? You know, waiving that no trade clause that he has. I mean, let's say that the New York Giants want to lay out the red carpet for him. Like, all right, Mike, you have a young quarterback here. You have a running back that the whole city loves, and then you can control whatever you want to control in the Giants organization. Like, do you think he changes his viewpoint on going somewhere else?
I think that kind of limits him, really. I mean, don't you just play that out? Then you have anywhere between 6, 7 teams, which seems to turn over every single year, to have the choice of where you want to go. I mean, if the Giants to you isn't a place where you think you can win right away. I mean, Jackson Dart's Jackson Dart. He's still 2-7. I mean, they still got holes all over that organization. They still haven't won in years and years and years. Maybe that's not appealing to him. So if it's not appealing to him, why not wait? Then, go make some money, next year if he does leave, and spend a day or two on the NFL CBS desk and make millions and millions of dollars and get paid by the Roonies millions and millions of dollars, then have a 6, 7 teams to choose from. That one might come free. Who knows? Maybe he'll end up in Baltimore. Maybe he'll just switch coaches here. So I don't think that's something you'd have to really worry about right now. I don't think.
I mean, hey, we all thought about 20 years ago that Bill Cowher would only sit at that CBS desk for a year or two, and he would come right back to coaching.
Yeah,
never happened.
Then he realized, bro, I only got to work 1 day a week and make all this money.
I mean, it's a pretty good gig. I'd certainly know which one I would pick if I were those guys. Now that the date was thrown out, though, by Adam Schefter, where he said they have to make the decision by March 1st, and I know you brought up how it's very hard to get the insights to coaches the way that we can with players, but now that the date is out there in the open, I feel like Schefter will absolutely be somebody that has the scoop on that once we reach 3-1.
Yeah, if he does not have his option picked up, then whoever told him that there's an option in the first place would tell him that the option is not picked up, right? You think Adam Schefter just decided one December morning, and let me call and see if Mike Tomlin had a third-year option picked up on added to his contract? No, somebody came out and told him this for a specific reason of getting it out there for some reason. I mean, he's not sitting there thinking like that. So, yeah, I mean, the owners' meeting is in Phoenix, probably the end of March, where all three of them talk. But they can, I would imagine, Art would say something at that point. Maybe, like you said, maybe it's already known by then. But we know how this is going to work, Donnie. They're going to win 4 of their next 6 games, or 4 of their next 5 games. I don't even know how many games they have left. 4 of their next 5 games. It's going to be, as the great Bill Cowher always says, a mute point come March 1st. We know how this is going to work out.
They have 5 games left, Mark. They sit at 6-6, as do the Ravens. Another point about this game, because I said at the beginning of the show that Steelers-Ravens games were always ones that you didn't even need to hype up because the teams did it for you. Mike Tomlin has taken over as the big story going into this game. I do feel like, before we get into the game itself a little bit more, I do feel like this is one of the biggest games of his career.
Yeah, which one? Tomlin or Harbaugh?
It could be both.
Yeah, they're both very, very, very similar feet right now. Maybe they're not welcome anymore, or wearing out their welcome a little bit. But it's a significant game. Of course, I mean, you win this game, you're in essence a game and a half up with 4 left, right? And I'm not saying that they haven't.
Well, they've blown that a million times before.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not like they haven't did that like last year, where they blew it down the stretch as well. So, I mean, I do think it's going to be difficult for them to come in here and win this game today. But it's probably a very significant game. I'm just trying to think if there's any non-playoff game that's probably been more significant.
I just
not
think
in the grand scheme of things, maybe that Seattle, game and whatever at the end of the year last year or 2 years ago with Mason to get him in, but it doesn't have the same meaning as maybe a total turnover in the organization if this one goes south. So yeah, this could be. I'm sure there's others, but this one's probably up there.
Yeah, I mean, this game for Mike Tomlin individually. I mean, given all of you had the Fire Tomlin chants a week ago. You have just so much animosity and venom coming from the fan base, really like never before, that reached a boiling point last week against the Bills. If they come out here and lay an egg, I mean, it is going to be an ugly scene on Monday night, and that's another national TV game, standalone, and I don't know, you're going to have maybe 50,000 people in a 65,000-seat stadium, and those people will be pissed off, and they will be chanting to fire the head coach.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything more embarrassing to an organization to have a Monday night game with empty seats like that and the few people that are there, or chanting for you to be fired? That sure gets attention. If it doesn't get the attention of Art Rooney, it would sure get attention of all the investors behind him. Not like the investors have any say-so in it. I mean, they can give you his opinion, but there's only one guy that matters when it comes to that. So that's always a possibility, Donnie. It could get. You think it's ugly now? Lose this game 28-3, and let's see how ugly it is next week. So yeah, you add that to it too, Don, and that makes this game even that much more important. Now you got a team that has a losing record at home on Monday night against a garbage team after getting whipped 3 straight games, and there's no hope in sight. If that doesn't get the attention of the people that make decisions, I don't know what would.
Yeah, that's a lot of my feeling about it too, Mark. Coming up, we will get more into this game before you give way to Jeff Hawthorne around 11:15. So more thoughts on the game itself, maybe a couple of the new additions into the game for the Steelers. We will get into that with Mark Kabali coming up next. Fan Weather is brought to you by Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. A little bit of snow today, high of 36. Steelers and Ravens, 1 p.m. in Baltimore. We help you get ready for it. More Fan Game Day continues next on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Sean Myers bringing you Fan Headlines. A big one tonight on Sunday Night Football. Houston Texans at Kansas City Chiefs kickoff 8:20. Our pregame via Westwood One begins at 7:30. You can listen at right here on 93.7 The Fan or on the free Odyssey app. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, check out 93.7thefan.com.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Boney and Muller like to get the party started early. Join them every Friday for the PM Tailgate Party. A first look at all things football for the upcoming weekend. The PM Team Friday Tailgate Party is brought to you by Mike's Beer Bar, Saloni's Italian Bread, Smell Lincoln Greensburg, and Verizon, the official 5G provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The PM Team's Friday Tailgate Party is on. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Every Wednesday, 93.7 The Fan gives you an inside look from a former general manager with Wednesday with Whaley.
Hey, we're playing to win the game.
Doug Whaley joins the Fan Morning Show from 9 to 10 to give his insight from the front office perspective. Wednesdays with Whaley. Doug Whaley is brought to you by Tri-State Office Furniture, Morgan & Morgan Law Firm, Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union, and Bet365. Don't miss the Panthers Insider Show every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 with Pat Bostic. The best insight with the top guests and everything you need to know about Pitt. The Panther Insider Show is brought to you by Voss TV and Appliance, Line Kepler-Coriac, Cranberry Dental Studio, DJ Dick Trummel and Lindy Group, EGT Trucking, NSS Live, Lot 17 Bloomfield, and Feeney Insurance Agency. Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Got plumbing problems? Call the pros who've been going down the drain since 1969. A quick drain service. Serving the entire tri-state area, they offer expert plumbing, sewer and drain cleaning, plus DOT certified gas, water, and sewer line installation. Senior and military discounts available. And get a lifetime guarantee on all sewer and water lines. Need help now? They're available 24/7 at aquickdrain.com. PA license 074216. A quick drain service. Fast, reliable, done right.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Bucko's Roofing, we're on top of it. Whether it's siding, roofing, windows, gutters, or insurance claims, you can count on Bucko's for quality customer service. Find us online and get a free quote today.
It's Pittsburgh's #1 roofing company.
Bucko's Roofing.
It's beginning to look a lot like holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino. Celebrate the season with bright lights and big wins on all your favorite casino games. Spin more than 1,000 slots. Everything from the classics to exclusive new releases. New players get 500 spins over 10 days on your choice of cash eruption slots. Download the DraftKings Casino app and sign up with promo code THEFAN. That's promo code THEFAN. Then choose from 10 different cash eruption slots and let it spin. In partnership with DraftKings Casino, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older. Physically present in Pennsylvania only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 50 spins per day for 10 days, valid for featured games only, and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends January 25th, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
Hey guys, it's Donnie Football, and the big day is approaching quickly. New Year's Day, the day we all plan to magically transform into a motivated, dedicated, dialed-in adult, ready to tackle our resolutions to lose weight. The day comes and goes, and it's just a regular day. I didn't wait for a magical day. I heard Chris Muller give an ad for Awaken 180, and it resonated with me, and I thought today will be my day. So I made the call. Not only did I start Awaken 180, but I succeeded with Awaken 180. I didn't have to rely on my own motivation either. I had my coach Pat, and I combined his support with the scale dropping for me every single week. There was no way I could fail. Maybe it's an ad you hear. Maybe that stairwell seemed higher. Maybe your doctor just added another medication. Whenever that time hits you where you think today is the day, make it your day and call Awaken 180. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Give the fun and excitement of Keystone Shooting Center this holiday season. Gift cards, memberships, and classes are unique and easy gifting options for any person. Their state-of-the-art facility offers over 600 firearms in stock, premium training, and walk-in friendly ranges. They have something for everyone. Follow Keystone Shooting Center today on social media to be the first to learn of exclusive offers this holiday season. And visit at 925 Sheridan Drive in Mars. Keystone Shooting Center, Pittsburgh's shooting destination.
At Pittsburgh Regional Transit, we're not going anywhere without you. We're now hiring mechanics and automotive repair persons, and we're offering great pay and benefits. You could even qualify for a starting bonus. Learn more at rideprt.org/careers. PRT is an equal opportunity employer.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station, live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two, get two free offer.
Have you found your dream home? Gina Giampetro has the program to help you buy it now with cash in hand in a no contingency bid. Doran Dickerson of the Fan Morning Show. Gina will sit down with you. You grant a price. You grant a deadline. If the deadline passes and the home isn't sold, she will have it bought and turned into a rental. Pull out your phone, give Gina a call, 724-602-9752, or Google Gina Giampetro of RE/MAX Select Realty and look up GinaWillSellYourHome.com. That's Gina will sell your home.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-727-9105. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105.
Folds of Honor has been meeting Sacrifice with Hope since 2019 in Western Pennsylvania. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making the recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal as well as a 4 out of 4 stars ranking on Charity Navigator. You can become a Folds of Honor wingman today at westernpa.foldsofhonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Ready to end the year on a rewarding note? It's Dan Zangrilli here to let you know about the Membership Rewards Visa Card promotion right now at Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union, giving you 5% cash back for every dollar spent. That's now through the end of the year. Full terms at allegiantfcu.org.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Bringing you fan headlines, it's Sean Myers. Sunday Night Football tonight on 93.7 The Fan and on the free Odyssey app will feature the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. Kickoff at 8:20. Our pregame, courtesy of Westwood One, begins at 7:30. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more of them, visit 937thefan.com.
It's time for Fan Game Day. The Fan Game Day is brought to you by Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Westminster College. Verizon. Official 5 5G provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Slide Deck and Fence, and Saloni's Italian Bread.
Hey, let's get it right here. Let's get in that end zone. Let's go!
Fan Game Day is on. Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
Making the connection, that's brought to you by Verizon, the official 5G of the Pittsburgh Steelers, as we turn to more of this Steelers and Ravens matchup. A big one in terms of playoff implications, but a very weird feeling in this city. Fans not really caring if the Steelers win this game because it's almost as if they don't want to keep this train rolling because it will take them to the same destination that we have seen for almost a decade now. Donnie Football with you. It is Fan Game Day on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Jeff Hawthorne will join us from M&T Bank Stadium in 15 minutes or so. We're still joined by Mark Kabali from the Pat McAfee Show. And Kaboom, a few more minutes with you as we dive into this game a little bit more. How much do we see of the new targets in black and gold? MVS elevated. Adam Thielen signed to the 53-man earlier this week. How much do we see of these guys today?
Well, I think you're going to see. Well, I think you're going to see MVS. I mean, you're not elevating him from practice squad to active roster just to make him inactive. I don't believe that would be the case. So I would imagine you'll see him. It depends on how they feel about Thielen. I mean, he's only been around since Wednesday. He's been put in the extra time Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even Saturday. So I would think that they would have some sort of a package for him. But I also wouldn't be shocked if one of those guys are, maybe inactive as well. I don't know quite sure who those two guys are going to be replacing. I would imagine Keyshawn Johnson would be one of them, right? Not Keyshawn Johnson, Keyshawn, whatever heck his name is.
Keyshawn Williams.
Keyshawn Williams. Keyshawn Johnson played for the Jets, right?
Yeah, he was the last wide receiver to be taken first overall, in fact.
Yeah, who else is going to sit is the question if you're bringing up MVS and Thielen, I think, right? Maybe Scotty Miller. So it could be that too. So I would imagine both of them. I actually just watching what Thielen was able to do over his brief time here so far. I mean, you could tell he's a vet. He's a guy that knows how to run routes. He's a smart individual. Now, if it's too quick, I don't know about that yet. I'm sure they could just limit some of his packages to be able to play in the slot. But you might as well pull out all the stops there. I think he'll end up. I think Thielen will end up being a decent contributor down the stretch here. I'm not saying he's a legit wide receiver 2 anymore or anything that, but he's going to be a guy that I think will be able to catch some more passes. He's not going to be a Mike Williams, I don't think, like we saw last year. So they're bringing him up. They're bringing him up for a reason. So I would imagine we'll see both of them today when it's all said and done.
I mean, I feel like the way that Thielen plays, not that he'll be great for them, but it does seem like he's a guy that can do a lot of the routes underneath and maybe help out that short passing game because they haven't had anything. I mean, they haven't thrown the football downfield. It's just been dump off after dump off after dump off. I'm talking about somebody who, on 3rd and 5 is able to give you a 6-yard route. It's not somebody who you throw out to in the flat and you count on them getting 6 yards.
Yeah. Even though he had some deep balls last year, he had a handful of deep targets last year. I think he had 7 of them down the field in his limited time with Carolina. So he's capable of doing that. But what you have to like about Thielen is, like I said, he's a 12-year guy, 35 years old, Pro Bowler, and great route runner, right? So what does that mean? He's going to be in the places he needs to be in. And who likes that more than anybody else? The quarterback. So you would think that he would be able to trust a guy like Thielen real quick because he's going to be where Rodgers thinks he's going to be. And I'm not really worried about that. What I'm worried about is if Rodgers can't go from under center again, how does that affect the run game? Because, if you're going to run right, you pitch the guy, you run right, left, you hand the ball off from a pistol. It pretty much is a tell every single time, what makes that running game difficult. So I think that's more of an issue than who might be playing the slot for 12 snaps or so. Can they run the ball? And will he be able to go under center to be able to do that? I think is huge.
It doesn't seem like he's ready to go under center.
I don't think he will. And I think that does affect the run game. I really do think that affects the run game. It's not bad if it's occasionally, but every single snap when you know he has to be in there, you can anticipate what's coming down the road there. So play actions, all of a sudden, the typical play action is pretty out the window. So that's pretty significant as well. We haven't really heard a lot of banter about his health and what he needs to do, but I think Rodgers needs to. Not only him, but he's in forefront that needs to start playing better, and for this offense to break this month-long rap fest, to put it nicely.
Do you think it's more about the pain of the under center snaps, or he's worried that the brace and everything would make for a sloppy exchange and a potential turnover?
I don't think it would be the pain. I think it might be the potential of the jarring, maybe. Maybe he's not comfortable with the healing of the bone yet. Maybe it is because he has to wear the brace. To quote him, I'm not going to tell you. So he's not like he's going to come out and tell you what's bothering him. But if I'm a guessing guy, I think it's just the ball security. It might be an issue with that brace on, and he has to wear the brace because he doesn't want to get hurt because of it. So, he still should be able to throw on this team. They still should be able to run on this team. The question, I think, is can they stop Derrick Henry? Can they stop Lamar Jackson? Can they stop those tight ends, Likely and Andrews? That's where I think the big thing comes in at. I think offensively they'll be fine. Defensively, they're going to have to step up and play a good game.
I think that Baltimore sabotages itself more than anything because they'll take Derrick Henry off the field in some very odd situations, and it can almost always correlate to their offensive struggles. You got to find that pretty weird too, right?
I find it really stupid. You look at his numbers, and I think every time he's got above 18 carries, other than one weird game that they've won this year. So, it's the same thing. Why are you taking him off the field late against Cincinnati? Why is he having 8 carries a game? Why was he touching the ball 3 times in the first half? It's just head-scratching that they don't use that guy who was, close to a 2,000-yard rusher last year. I don't think he lost it quite yet. Let's just hope he doesn't get it back within the next hour and a half, 2 hours. But if I was them, I'd feed him. I'd watch that Buffalo tape and say, I see what's going on here, and let's do something very similar to this. So they're going to have to stop the run. I'm not too really worried about Lamar Jackson because
he's not playing well right now. He looks hurt, too.
I won't go quite far as what Pony said, but he's not playing quite very well right now. I'm sure that it's because of the injury, even though he says he's 100%. He's not 100%.
Tweet from our buddy Chris Muller, Mark, about a half hour ago. He said, laughing and shaking my head because somebody just mentioned Caleb Johnson, and I will concede that I have basically forgotten that he is a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It seems like the team has forgotten he's a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers too. I'm not in any way, shape, or form upset with Kenneth Gainwell or Jaylen Warren. They've been 2 of the best players on the Steelers roster this year. But man, are they having some regret about drafting this kid in the 3rd round? We're seeing guys all over the league that are rookie running backs that get worked into their offenses way more than what he's doing.
Yeah, that's one position you come out of college and you can pretty much plug and play a lot of guys. And he's not one of them. Honestly, he's had opportunities. He's had his he'd have a series here, a series there, and is there anything that he showed you in those series that says, yeah, this guy needs to have more work? I mean, if he really wants to change this, when he gets that series, run hard, make decisive cuts, make decisive decisions, and gain some yards, and then they would think about putting you out there more. Right now, he's not making those decisions, which is so odd to me because early in training camp, he was looking like fabulous. Early in OTAs, quick, decisive, downhill burst. It's just not there. I don't think he's hurt. I don't think he's hurt at all. I think he's maybe a little bit, I don't even know how to say it, maybe a little bit hesitant right now. Maybe he needs to just take this as a redshirt year, but you would think that he would have been better or used more considering where they drafted him and how he looked early. But I think Kenny Gainwell is a big part of that too. Did you really think he was going to be able to run the ball like he has? If he hasn't been able to run the ball like he has, then maybe Caleb Johnson gets more opportunities as well. And I don't think anybody thought Gainwell was going to run like this. They knew about his other stuff, but not running.
Yeah, think about this. That they signed two guys that played for the Super Bowl champions last year, and one of them was the most disappointing player, and the other one was the most surprising player. Darius Slay doesn't even make it 3/4 of the way through the season. He was a total bust of a signing, and Kenneth Gainwell has been their best signing by far. He's like the Deshaun Elliott of the class.
Yeah, it was the old. It's just not the Darius Slay thing's a bad look. It's even a worse look that he doesn't want to play anymore, or he doesn't want to play for Buffalo, where he could probably go in and, contribute right away. It was just I guess. But the crazy thing about that is, Donnie, is Philly put a claim back in to get him. So if they thought he was washed last year, why would they want him back? Mm-hmm. So that almost eliminates that argument. Say, well, Philly got rid of him. They knew he was washed. Well, they want him back, so they must think he has something left. It's just whatever they thought he was didn't turn out to be what he ended up being. Hey, if you wanted, obviously he asked for his release. I think that's pretty much how it went. But now you got Sante Samuel Jr. Let's see what he can do now. He could be a guy that could be lightning in the bottle, make you forget all about Darius Slay if he plays well, and you can rely on him from next year and the year after that. So it might end up turning out peaches after all. But we'll see. We'll see how much Samuel plays today with Pierre and Porter. I would imagine he plays enough to be able to get a good look at him.
All right, Mark, it is time for you to make your prediction. Steelers and Ravens, they kick off in just over 90 minutes from now inside M&T Bank Stadium. Who wins the game? Who gets the game ball?
I'm going Baltimore Ravens, 24-13. Do I have to do Steelers game ball or just game ball in general?
Game ball in general.
I'm going somebody crazy. I think Isaiah Likely is going to light them up. I think even though Andrew's got the big contract and he's the guy, I think Likely, they've always struggled with him. I think he'll maybe pop in a couple touchdowns. As for the Steelers, take your pick of who might do anything well. I think Rodgers will look a little bit better today. But it's just, I can't pick the Pittsburgh Steelers after seeing what I saw the last 2 weeks. I just can't, especially in this place. I just can't do it, man.
I think a lot of people feel that same way. Mark, have fun down there. Be safe coming home, and thank you for hopping on.
All right, Donnie. We'll see you, brother.
There we go. Mark Kabali, Steelers correspondent from the Pat McAfee Show. A couple of minutes away, we will get the Hawk with us. Jeff Hawthorne, sports director, 937thefan.com. That is coming up around the bend. You can hit us up at 412-928-9370. On the fan text line, that's brought to you by Edgar Snyder & Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Fan Game Day continues next on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers with your fan headlines. Pitt men's basketball in action this afternoon. The Panthers hosting Hofstra at 4. Our pregame starts at 3:30. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more of them, you can visit 937thefan.com.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Boney and Muller like to get the party started early. Join them every Friday for the PM Tailgate Party. A first look at all things football for the upcoming weekend.
Tailgate.
The PM Team Friday Tailgate Party is brought to you by Mike's Beer Bar, Saloni's Italian Bread, Smell Lincoln Greensburg, and Verizon, the official 5G provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The PM Team's Friday Tailgate Party is on. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
'Tis the season for making memories. Give the gift of more time together at the Dick's House of Sport Outdoor Ice Rink, now open. Join us on the ice for events all winter long. Enjoy open skates and skate sharpening. Rent the rink, host a party, learn to skate, and more. Plus, shop the widest selection of the hottest brands like Nike, Carhartt, Columbia, UGG, Stanley, and the North Face. Unforgettable moments start here at Dick's House of Sport. Visit dicks.com/House of Sport to see what's happening on the ice.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig-speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-830-4914. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-830-4914. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-830-4914. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-830-4914. That's 800-830-4914.
We're gonna be so late for the concert at Point State Park. We should be there by now.
I just need to stop for gas real quick. I know a cheap place down Liberty Avenue.
Are you serious? We're gonna miss the show because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is great. It's a free app that gets you cash back when you buy gas.
Wait, you mean I can get money back just for buying gas?
Yup, and it really works. I've actually made around $200 this year already. Now pull over so you can download Upside before we miss the concert.
Pulling over. You had me at $200.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you buy gas in the Steel City. Use promo code PIT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill up. Get the Upside app and use promo code PIT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PIT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stopped, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text SCHOOL to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text SCHOOL to 323232 right now. Text SCHOOL to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's SCHOOL to 323232. Text SCHOOL to 323232 now.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug! Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey! Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is certified elder law attorney Julian Gray, and I've been helping Pittsburghers for 30 years navigating the legal issues surrounding aging. Get ready for your retirement years and what lies ahead with a no-obligation consultation. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
NFL Sunday's coming. You got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop. And now we're making it even better because this week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. So however you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account because that's what Sundays should feel like. Just visit FanDuel.com/Starkey. That's FanDuel.com/Starkey to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com.
On me, ready?
Now back to Fan Game Day.
Fan Game Day on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, helping get you set for Steelers and Ravens. A little over 90 minutes away. The inactives list will come out in just a few minutes, and we will react to that live here on 93.7 The Fan. And when I mean we, I am talking about sports director from 93.7 The Fan, our guy Jeff Hawthorne, who is also in Baltimore getting set for this matchup in the AFC North. Jeff, it feels like this morning that Mike Tomlin is the bigger story than anything. On the day of a Steelers-Ravens matchup, the story is about the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, but no, because I think there's so much riding on this game for the team. So being around them, like you don't sense any of that. I mean, it's about them finding a way to get a win and getting into first place. But I understand the grander scope, like of Tomlin needing to have a victory in this type of game and needing to show that there is some improvement and not just this malaise that the Steelers have lived in for at least 5-6 years and without a playoff win for nearly a decade. So Yes, I get that. I think from a team aspect, like they're trying to figure some things out. And the scary thing is, Donnie, is I don't know if there are answers. I mean, Mike says they're in-house, that they've got the answers there, and occasionally you see that. But that's what you see from average teams, where at times they look really good and you kind of buy in, and then at times they look bad and you're like, ah. And that's kind of the definition. Rarely do average teams just play average the entire season. They go up and down, and that's what we've seen from this team. And after a big down, let's see what they can produce here in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it would be one of the spots, Jeff, where it's a classic case of Mike Tomlin's team getting up off the mat. I mean, the Colts game felt like that a bit. Now, that was one where they were at home. I don't know if we see them do that today. Like, it feels like this team right now can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, even TJ said Friday, it's like he was asked a similar question that he's been asked, and he said, like I've said pretty much every week, we aren't doing this, and this. And I think there's a part of anyone who's a Steeler fan that thinks, okay, they're going to come through this. It's Baltimore. They've won a bunch of games against the Ravens, even though not at the end of last year, but they have. So they're going to find a way to do it again. I think that's more wishful thinking than based on reality and what we've seen. Especially without Derek Harmon in this game, not having him against Derrick Henry, who's, everybody's understandably about, what a down year it is. He's likely going to reach 1,000 yards in this game today.
And it's odd because, I mean, Kabali and I were just having this conversation. You notice that there is a strong correlation when the Ravens' offense is not going well and them keeping Derrick Henry off the field. It's not even like he's getting shut down. They just actively do not put him on the field.
Well, and you remember that first matchup last year, you rarely saw Henry. And Henry's having a good first half, and then they kind of went away for that for some reason. But in the other two games, they learned their lesson. And I think, what did he have, like 55 carries total in the last two games and tore the Steelers up. So unless the Ravens out-cute themselves, you got to think they're going to be handing the ball to Derrick Henry a ton. And for the Steelers, I'd love to see Warren. I don't care if it's Warren or Gainwell. One of those two getting the ball a ton. Like, the Steelers need to make this an old AFC North rock fight. Don't get caught up in anything pretty. Establish the line of scrimmage if you can, and do the same thing defensively, and try to come out of here with some kind of field goal margin win.
Oh, don't worry, Jeff. I don't think they will make it pretty. That's not really this team's forte right about now, because I'm expecting it to be a pretty ugly one, and not because of the defenses being great like we have seen in the past.
And Donnie, you mentioned that, and that is the one thing that is a big difference. Neither of these defenses are top of the league. I mean, Baltimore's improved. The Steelers will get some turnovers, but neither of these defenses are the defenses when you think classic Steelers-Ravens. I mean, there are holes in both of these defenses.
Oh, yeah, not at all. I mean, you go back and watch any of these matchups from the 2000s or the 2010s, and I understand the game has changed plenty since then. But, yeah, I mean, they were defenses that would make good offenses, truly good offenses and good quarterbacks look bad. I mean, we went into these games expecting the score to be 13-6 because of how good defenses that were led by Troy Polamalu and Ray Lewis were. Now we're going into a game thinking it could be around 13-6 because of just how ugly each offense is playing at this current moment.
Agreed. And, Lamar Jackson is a little banged up. I don't know if that is going to limit his ability to run. I know your instincts take over when you're in a game and you get pressured and you've got to get a first down. But, if the Ravens I mean, the nightmares are still here from January when the Steelers were pushed around like very few Steelers teams have been since the 60s. I mean, it was epic how bad it was. And I don't know if it was much better last week against Buffalo.
I felt like last week against Buffalo made it even worse because of where the game was played, and the fact that the playoff game was obviously a standalone, but you didn't have to worry in that game about your own fans turning on you. And last week, it reached a boiling point with people in that stadium in a spot where, hey, maybe the Steelers can get off the mat here. They can shut down Josh Allen. They can show the rest of the AFC that, for as average as the conference is, they belong right in there. And here's the scary part. Josh Allen, I didn't even think played all that well. And they got beat by 3 scores.
And he didn't have to. That is the sad thing, because they, as we found out after, and we were pretty much realizing as the game was going on, it's like the Bills could have gone up to the line of scrimmage and said, all right, here's the play, stop it. And the Steelers couldn't stop it. And I don't know if there's a worse feeling in sports, in team sports, when you know what's coming and you can't do anything about it, especially when you've got guys that at times in their careers, a number of them have played at an extremely high level.
Jeff, the inactives list is out. There's also a little note on Aaron Rodgers, this coming from Tracy Wolfson, who will be on the sidelines today. Aaron Rodgers told us that this was their best week of practice, and a lot had to do with veteran wide receiver involvement. So MVS will play, Adam Thielen will play, Roman Wilson is inactive. Jeff, did you expect this?
I expected MVS to play even before he was elevated on Saturday, just watching his number of practice reps throughout the week. Thielen, I thought was a question mark on whether he could. I mean, this is a veteran guy. It's not like he hasn't seen every type of offense known to man. But I'm a little surprised at Thielen. Listen, when you talk about details and making little mistakes, sadly, doesn't Roman Wilson embody that? I mean, whether it's a little route mistake here, whether it's, an issue in camp, I get it. They feel like the season is right now, and they can't let another young receiver try to grow. They're going to go with a couple of guys. And listen, with MVS, I don't know what he's going to show here, but in 8 games with the Saints last year, he averaged over 22 yards a catch. Granted, only 17 catches, but I think 4 or 5 of those were for touchdowns. So this is exaggerating a little, but if you put MVS on the outside and just say, go, head to the end zone every time you're out there, at least it might provide something. I'm not saying you have to even throw it there, but at least it's going to draw a defender potentially away from the middle of the field that you really need to use.
And, Jeff, this also means that Roman Wilson will match his game totals for 5 other games this season. 0 receptions for 0 yards.
Yeah, I thought they found something in him based on his last year at Michigan. And at Michigan's, while they had J.J. McCarthy and they did throw the ball some, they were more of a ball control offense. But he made big plays in that offense. And he just, you saw it last year where there were questions of like, wait, isn't he healthy and he's not playing? That he wasn't able to pick up on things. And hopefully for Roman's sake and for the Steelers' sake as a whole, he looks at this and is ticked off and really gets to work, because there's some disconnect there when you can't get the guy you drafted that high on the field, especially when think about some of the stuff Aaron has said about the guy and his ability, and it just isn't clicking for him.
The remainder of the Steelers inactives, Will Howard is the emergency third quarterback. Kyle Duggar, we knew he was out. Calvin Anderson, we knew he was out. Same to Derek Harmon, Broderick Martin-Rhodes, and then Keyshawn Williams. So the wide receiver that has spent time returning kicks is also inactive, so I don't think any of those should be a huge surprise.
Yeah, and Donnie, what saves Austin in this situation is his ability to return. and we haven't seen, Keyshawn, the first couple of games he was active. He made a difference. You saw a return game that at least had some little bit of a spark. And I'm not saying it's just his fault recently, but we haven't seen that the last couple of games. So it gave the option of not elevating him. And, Calvin can return and Roman can't. And it may have just been as simple as that as to why it's Austin over Roman.
Man, and it makes me feel, Jeff, I know that they've hit on a couple of their mid-round guys, like Nick Herbig was a great draft pick. Darnell Washington looks like a guy that I would declare a hit given the season he has had and, what he's always been able to do blocking in the run game. But the last couple of drafts have included guys in the third round like Roman Wilson and Caleb Johnson, who just cannot seem to get on the field or do anything productive to help this team.
And they rely on that. When you're not getting high first-round picks, you're relying on hitting there. And you're right. Remember the beginning of the year, it wasn't a two-headed monster. It was a three-headed monster. And there was a lot of talk of, man, at some point, Caleb Johnson's going to take this over. And by this point of the year, Caleb's going to be getting a ton of carries because look at what he did at Iowa. And it is a little remarkable from the standpoint at Iowa, they're not throwing the football, and he still had that kind of success. It just hasn't, whether it all got sideways because of what happened on that kickoff. I would like to think at this point, that's not why he's not playing. It's just he hasn't shown enough. And, to Gainwell's credit, how do you give Caleb Johnson carries over Gainwell or Jaylen Warren at this point?
Yeah, I had this chat with Mark, too. They signed two guys from the Eagles this offseason. One of them was a total bust of a signing and a waste of $10 million. Darius Slay, who was the headliner of the two. And the other guy was Kenneth Gainwell, who we thought, okay, third down back, pass situation back. And he has been their best signing, without question.
Yeah, I agree with you. You liked him from what you saw him do against the Steelers last year. Like, that kind of opened some eyes, but you wondered broadly, like, is that just because of facing the Steelers in that scenario? And what we found is the guy on a one-year contract bet on himself, and he's going to end up making some money because of what he's done here this year.
Talking to Jeff Hawthorne, 93.7 The Fan, sports director. He is in Baltimore getting set for this Steelers and Ravens matchup. Jeff, weather-wise, what will the teams have to deal with today? Because there's snow coming down in Buffalo. In a place like Green Bay, it is very cold for the Packers-Bears matchup later on. Will the weather play an impact in today's game?
It's beautiful here. We're supposed to get into the mid-40s. It's sunshine, and there's very little wind. It is, for December days, especially what we've had the last couple of days, it is gorgeous here in Baltimore. So weather is not supposed to be a factor at all. So for whatever side you think that favors, the general this weather is not going to be, it's going to be as nice as it's been in a while for probably either of these teams, whether it's practice or a game.
Another note from Tracy Wolfson, who again will be on the sidelines for CBS today. The Steelers yet again getting Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. I'm sure they're very excited to watch the Steelers offense 2 weeks in a row. Tracy's saying that Aaron Rodgers switching from a hard cast to a soft brace for more mobility and the option to go under center. What do you think of that move, Jeff?
Yeah, and I saw him briefly for warm-ups. Obviously, he's not going under center. He's just throwing some passes. But you couldn't notice what is more of a brace now than a cast as much as you could previously. So he's just going to look like he's, a lefty down at Dormont Lanes and ready to roll. So, yeah, I think under center is a big thing because what did we see early in the season that worked so well? And you have to establish the run. It's play action. It's hard to play action from the shotgun, obviously, but even from the pistol. But if you can get under center for a few snaps and you got the run game going, then you have an option to do what Aaron Rodgers for his career has done very well. And maybe you can get a couple of linebackers to bite because of the run game or safety to bite, and you're able to hit something over the middle. Maybe it's Darnell, maybe it's MVS. But Aaron even said it on Wednesday that it was important for him to be able to get under center. And I think probably at this point it's a pain tolerance thing. And, I'll say this for Aaron. At 42, the dude plays hard. He takes a lot of abuse. And, even with the broken wrist, wanted to go back in that game. So I think the desire's there, and I think he'll be able to play through that pain. And without the hard cast and without it being very cold or wet in any way, it should be able to handle that football better than he was last week.
How much of MVS and Thielen do you think we do see today, now with the Roman Wilson news?
Yeah, I mean, Thielen's a security blanket, although, what's the knock on both these guys is they'll have some drop sheets. I would think you're going to see more tight ends in the middle, so that would mean MVS on the outside will get more reps than Thielen. We'll see how this goes. Thielen says he could still be a deep threat guy, but I'm guessing if they're going to look to throw deep, it's not going to be to Thielen. It's going to be to MVS. So I would say MVS is going to get a few more reps. And judging by what we saw during the week, that would play out.
Does either of them have a catch in this game?
I'm going to say they both have a catch.
Oh.
Now,
how about that?
Hopefully it's not like I think last week was 4.4 was the average route depth for DK. Let's hope that those route depths are a little deeper in this game today.
Yeah, just miserable. Jeff, we will keep this conversation going on the other side. We will get some of your final thoughts, some more in-depth discussion into this Steelers and Ravens matchup, one that would give either team a hold of the AFC North in the season's final month. Fan Twitter, you can follow us there at 93.7 The Fan. That's brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. More with Jeff Hawthorne next. Fan Game Day continues on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
This is Sean Myers with your fan headlines. In addition to Steelers in Baltimore to play the Ravens at 1, the other early window games include Seattle at Atlanta, Cincinnati at Buffalo, Tennessee travels to Cleveland, Washington playing in Minnesota, Miami at the Jets, New Orleans against Tampa Bay, and Indy at Jacksonville. Fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, check out 937thefan.com.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Hey, these players ain't gonna make themselves. Let's go get it.
The Fan presents The Morning After. Following each and every black and gold game, the guys break down the entire game and talk about what worked, today you did big, and what didn't. The bad call. Brought to you by Tri-State Office Furniture, Horizon, the official 5G at the Pittsburgh Steelers, Saloni's Italian Bread, Smell Lincoln Greensburg, and Twin Peaks Bar and Restaurant. The Morning After. Following each and every black and gold game on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate Games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Pony and Muller here. Mike and Mike's Beer Bar is a big fan of us. In fact, he gave us our own beer. Okay, well, kind of. Each month, Mike picks a local beer that we call the Fan Beer of the Month. December's Fan Beer of the Month is Grist House's Hazadelic Juice Grenade. And the charity of the month is the American Cancer Society. Your purchase helps fuel critical research, advocacy, and patient support.
And if you don't like the Fan Beer of the Month, Mike has 4 other beers on tap that you can select, and he will make a donation to the charity. Check out the Fan Beer of the Month at Mike's Beer Bar.
Meet me at Mike's.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's beginning to look a lot like holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino. Celebrate the season with bright lights and big wins on all your favorite casino games. Spin more than 1,000 slots. Everything from the classics to exclusive new releases. New players get 500 spins over 10 days on your choice of cash eruption slots. Download the DraftKings Casino app and sign up with promo code THEFAN. That's promo code THEFAN. Then choose from 10 different cash eruption slots and let it spin. In partnership with DraftKings Casino, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older. Physically present in Pennsylvania only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 50 spins per day for 10 days, valid for featured games only, and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends January 25th, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
At Giant Eagle, we believe in better. Because it's time to break out the holiday recipes. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Because it's always the right time to share an eggnog by the fire. Because you make the holidays feel like the holidays. At Giant Eagle, we're going for better. To bring the holiday magic home. Because it matters.
Joy is one of the best feelings there is. Joy is a hot meal on a cold winter day. Joy is finding comfort in a place to call home when you have nowhere to go. Joy is the sound of presents unwrapping on Christmas morning. Every dollar that you give to the Salvation Army today brings joy to someone in need. Help provide food, shelter, utilities, and more. Text the word kettle to 31333 or visit salvationarmywpa.org to give joy today.
Consider yourself a bourbon connoisseur? In Twin Peaks, they're proud to offer an exclusive collection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, and tequilas. Don't miss out on Twin Peaks Barrel Selects, handpicked by their team and bottled just for you. Supply is limited, so check with your favorite location to see what's pouring. And when it's game day, football and Fireball is a match made in heaven. Spice things up with a shot of cinnamon whiskey. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Looking for the perfect gift? Rivers Casino has you covered. For a limited time, purchase a $100 non-gaming gift card and receive a $20 bonus gift card. Whether it's for your family or yourself, it's the perfect holiday gift. Visit the cashier or stop by the Landing Hotel to purchase today. And we'll see you this holiday at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan's Fan About Town. The holiday season again features the City of Pittsburgh's Gingerbread House Competition, presented by Clearview. View hundreds of edible creations online and cast your vote for People's Choice Award through December 31st. Details at getinvolved.pittsburghpa.gov. Get up with Nick Callis and the Fan Early Morning Show every Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 5:40. Presented by Steel City Medical Center. Put the smile back in your life. Rediscover your strength and confidence at Steel City Medical Center and get up with Nick and the Fan Early Morning Show every weekday morning at 5. Get to Tapped Brick Oven and Pour House in Greensburg and ask about Christmas food and drink specials. Also now booking holiday parties only at Tapped Brick Oven and Pour House. For more information, visit 937thefan.com. 84 Lumber is your one-stop destination for top quality materials and personalized service. Whether you're a seasoned contractor or a first-time do-it-yourselfer, 84 Lumber is open to the public and ready to help you with your project from estimate to build. Their 14 Pittsburgh area locations are open on Saturdays for your convenience. Don't wait. Visit your local 84 Lumber to stock up on supplies this weekend. And let's get building together.
As a detective, I've solved many mysteries, but this one has me stumped.
Why does NJM Insurance remain silent in a world full of catchy jingles?
What are they up to? It's suspicious.
Yet their policyholders all agree.
NJM is amazing. When things go wrong, they do what's right.
But is the world ready for an ad break that's jingle-free? Tune in to Baffling Mysteries, where the story of the missing jingle unfolds.
This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two, get two free offer.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Fight stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey Sports Station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. 93.7 The Fan. Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Sean Myers with your Fan Headlines tonight. Sunday Night Football, we will have coverage courtesy of Westwood One starting at 7:30. It pits the Houston Texans against the Kansas City Chiefs. Kickoff is at 8:20. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, check out 937thefan.com.
On me,
It's time for Fan Game Day. The Fan Game Day is brought to you by Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Westminster College, Verizon, official 5G provider of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Slide Deck and Fence, and Saloni's Italian Bread.
Hey, let's get it right here. Let's get in the end zone. Let's go!
Fan Game Day is on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
The Fan text line, that's brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, a personal injury law firm, where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. You can hit us up there at 412-928-9370. It is Fan Game Day on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Donnie Football with you from our Green Tree Studios. About to be a changing of the guard behind the glass. Sean Myers moments away from giving his seat to Joel Nelson. He will take us the rest of the way. A few more minutes with Jeff Hawthorne as well. The Hawk Report before we get to a special look into the other side of this matchup. Rob Long from 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore will join us in about 10 to 15 minutes from now, probably about 15 minutes from now. Then we'll get to our picks at the end of today's show. As always, already week 14 of the NFL season. Jeff Hawthorne, 93.7 The Fan sports director, is in Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. Jeff, I have an old high school friend that I played football with. He lives in the area now around Baltimore and D.C. He said they're honoring the 2000 Ravens defense today.
They are at halftime, so that ought to be. Assuming all are free and are able to get here, they will be honoring that defense, which obviously is going to bring some juice to the fans. And I would imagine they haven't said anything about pregame yet, but why do I have this feeling they're going to have some special guests come out at the start of the game to do their little Ravens flocking thing or whatever it is that they do.
I wonder how many of those guys right now could be better defensive players in the NFL than some of the guys that will be on the field for the Steelers and Ravens.
How spoiled were we? Think about the talent. When we would have the arguments of Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu, you could build a franchise with either of those guys. Those were some, not to mention the linebackers that played or some of the defense. It was just, that was some hard-hitting football, and I don't know what we're going to see here today. It's not like that right now for either team.
Well, Jeff, speaking of the defense, you said you have some notes on the safeties in this game and why they could play a factor.
Yeah, safeties always do because of the tight ends that Baltimore has. Andrews and Light, they can cause you issues. But remember, Duggar is out, and Jabril Peppers kind of had a chip on his shoulder this week of like, man, I should have been playing anyhow. If there's a game where Jabril Peppers could really make an impact as a run stuffer, it's this one. So it's between him and Chuck Clark, who the Ravens thought couldn't play anymore, who the league thought couldn't play anymore when the Steelers signed him right at the beginning of training camp. Both these guys are playing with a little bit of an edge today. So if they can bring a quality game, that's going to be a monster position to watch it, because you think Ramsey is going to be able to hold his own. But what can the other safety do with Duggar out? Can either of these guys kind of establish themselves in this game and be able to make plays? And like I said, Peppers is really fired up, which is mostly good unless you're trying to make hero plays and get yourselves out of position, which is something the Steelers defense has done way too much.
They're pretty fortunate that Lamar Jackson is playing through maybe his worst stretch of football ever going into this game, Jeff.
They are. And, with the ankle injuries, missed practice time. And, again, we'll see how it plays out, because you get into a game situation and you kind of forget thoughts of pain or things like that for both quarterbacks. But you would think if they can find a way to minimize Derrick Henry, because you're not going to shut him down, but minimize him, and that's happened this year from other teams. If you can do that and force Lamar to throw, Zay Flowers has one touchdown catch, and that was week 1 of the season. I'll take my chances if I'm the Steelers with Lamar throwing the football or having to run around or try to run around on what's not 100% ankle. So let's see how that plays out. But like we were saying, those safeties are going to play such a major role in what the Steelers defense is going to be able to do.
I think another safety in this game that is one of the best in football is Kyle Hamilton, and I think he could absolutely take over this game.
Yeah, but the Steelers don't throw the tight ends deep anyway, so what's that going to matter? I say half jokingly, but yeah, Hamilton's a hell of a player. Here's another thing to watch. I watched Tyler Luke practicing. Now, he hit a 60-yarder, but also pull hooked an extra point, and he was practicing kickoffs on the numbers on the left side. and kicked it into the people onto the sidelines. So if it's a tight game, you take the best kicker in football over a rookie. Like, that is one advantage the Steelers have if this game is tight, is Boswell is so good. And I don't know if I'm the Ravens that I'm fully believing in Tyler Luke's ability to close out a game in this type of rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers almost always have the kicker advantage, and we've seen plenty of games this year so far that unfortunately doesn't come down to that, because if it did, they would be in a whole lot better position than what they are, Jeff. Your final thoughts on this one, your prediction for this game before we let you get settled in at M&T Bank Stadium, and who gets the game ball? It could be a guy from either side.
You know, you get into these games and you go through a week of practice and you see, the Steelers fired up and seemingly having a good week of practice, as Aaron Rodgers mentioned, and you want to believe. You want to think that Steelers team is in there. That one we saw in New England or week one against the Jets or in Ireland. But I'm just not going to buy into it at this point. I still am going to say the Ravens are going to win the game. And I think one of the key players in this game is Patrick Ricard. Can he help open the door for Derrick Henry? Because when Henry gets a couple of steps, if you can't get him in the backfield of all of the backs in the league, he's the one that he gets ahead of steam and he's nearly unstoppable. So that would be a kind of an XXX factor, would be what Ricard is able to do in clearing the way for Derrick Henry to run the football today. But I do think Baltimore wins 28-16.
Okay, so you and Kabali had pretty similar scores. I think he said like 24-13. You say 28-16. I mean, I'm going to be right around that same number. 19-10 is the score I have in my mind. I think it's going to be a pretty ugly football game on offense, and unfortunately, not because the defenses are so good. It will be because the offenses are so bad. All right, Jeff, we will let you get settled in Baltimore. Enjoy the game. Hopefully they can get off the mat. We'll see, or hopefully not, depending on who you ask. And be safe coming back home.
All right, thanks, Johnny.
There we go. The great Jeff Hawthorne, sports director, 937thefan.com. Jeff live in Baltimore. He will have some great coverage for you over at 937thefan.com. Fan weather is brought to you by Myers Law Group, Pittsburgh's choice for affordable legal solutions. A little bit of snow today, high of 36. You heard Jeff, though. A beautiful early December day in Baltimore for Steelers and Ravens. Coming up, we have a chat to take a look at the other side of this matchup. The great Rob Long from the Fan in Baltimore joins us coming up next, and then our pick segment to finish things up on Fan Game Day right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate Games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
4 o'clock this afternoon, Pitt basketball is in action. They will take on Hofstra at the Peterson Event Center, and that's right here on The Fan with coverage beginning at 3:30. Fan Headlines are powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, go to 937thefan.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant,